I'm waiting for some viewers. Yeah, I'm waiting for some viewers. I'm gonna shave myself. I'm gonna show you how fast this thing works. I have here a Chinese shaving machine. This is how it is looking. 9 heads. Yeah, this is how fast. And it is shaved for a few days. Normally, I have to shave every day, every day, every day. Yeah. So this is how fast. Let me take out my glasses. Yeah. Yeah. 2 people online. For those people, this is just the intro. The intro. I'm gonna talk about shaving machines, Chinese shaving machines, VS Philips. Yeah. And this is how fast it shaves away a 3 days old beard. And here I have always difficulties with my Philips machine, but I have a strong beard grow. And I always have in this contrariers, in this section, I always have a problem with the Philips engine, the Philips machine. But also the Chinese machine doesn't do it 100%. But if I would say the Chinese do it 100%, the Philips do it 80%. Only this section. It's a very hard section to shave. But anyway, this is how fast it's shaved, yeah? And please stay online. Don't go away. I see you hook away, but I just wanted to show you the results. Yeah, okay. I'm finished now. I still have to do my head, as you can see over here, my head. Yeah. The thing is, it's smooth now, very smooth. And this thing cost me complete like it is, 32 euro. 32 euro with some, well, it is, I have, let me show you what I have more. It's coming with, let me show you. It is coming with some other stuff. And I have to see where is that stuff? Where is that stuff? Where is that stuff that I want to show you? Probably it is in my suitcase, because I took that all to. No, here I have, I think, a box with, with that stuff. No, this is a mouse I ordered. Yeah, because they are not selling anymore. Yeah, I also gonna take this. I'm gonna show you this mouse, what I always use. Anyway, the thing is, my friends, it comes with a hair cutter, with a brush, with massage things, and a nose cutter, hair nose cutters. So this thing doesn't come only with, because very simple. You can take this thing away. You can take this thing away, yeah. And then you have other pieces like a nose trimmer, hair trimmer, or a hair cutter, you know. And everything comes including the 32 euro, yeah. And then you have this. This is one of my old machines. Here's another one. Yeah, so at a certain moment, because I am bold, I was using them as a twin. So I already discovered that I can handle with one hand, 2 machines. And I did it like this. This is how I was shaving my heads. This with 2 machines, 2 Philips. Yeah? This is my, I think, my invention. I was doing this for years, you know, to give it some speed, because if you only have three heads for a bald head and a face, well, face is not that big. But if you have to shave every day, but every day, my friends, every day I had to shave you have to shave your head and your face, then you can imagine that at a certain moment it takes time. It takes time. I mean, if you do not have a bald head, only you have to shave your face every day, then I would always advise a Philips. Always, all the time. First of all, a Philips, the battery lasts for 12 years. minimum. 10, 12 years, minimum. If you use it every day. Yeah, some of you don't even use it every day, and I have a pretty strong beard grow, yeah? So for 10, 12 years, you can shave without any problem, yeah? But then, what was the problem? The heads, I'm not sure, this one is not a cheap version. As you can see, it has 3 blades on every side. So every side here have 3 blades. You have the cheaper version. This is the more expensive version from Philips. And in 5 years. Anyway, yeah, if you're gonna lose hair, okay. The thing is, my friends, listen to this good. If you only have your face, you know, you're finished within a few minutes. Stay with Philips. First of all, it will last for a very long time, because the battery is very strong. And you can always switch the thing. You see here, screws. Switch the thing open and to change the battery, to solder a new accu inside. If after 12 years the thing, I mean, every accu, doesn't matter, every battery at a certain moment will get weaker and weaker. And so after 12 years, you have to change that battery. That battery costs you about 10 euro, 10, 15 euro, and you place it inside, and the thing is like new again. Only the thing is with Philips, they are crooks. If you want original heads from this, when I wanted to change it 7 years ago, 6 or 7 years ago, I had to pay for a set with 3 heads, 45 euro, 45 euro. So, and that is ridiculous. Come on, man, 45 euros only to change in new heads, because at a certain moment these heads will break down. Yeah, if one piece of metal breaks down, then you have to change them all. And but the thing is, why I say use a Philips if you do not have a bald head, or the thing is, this was my first. This was my first, and they all come with this system. This was my first Chinese machine. Yeah, my first one. It is still working. It is still working. Let me see. Let me connect it. I have one hand. Yes, so this was my first machine. Yeah. It's still working, but after I I uploaded or charged the battery, that battery after one time use it's gone, it's finished. I also can place this head on this old shaving machine, because they have all the same fitting. They all have the same fitting, yeah? So I can use this head. This head is damaged, as you can see, but because I think I wash it too hot under the water. And this was my second one. This one was a beautiful one. If it is on, you will see over here some numbers lighting up, and it looks like it is only metal, but it's lighting up, and how many minutes you have left, etc., etc. But I tried to open this thing. I tried to open this thing, and there are no screws. There are no screws to find. So I break it over here. I broke it over here, and that went wrong. That went wrong. As you can see over here, it is loosened now. to see if I can, because I love this machine, I love this, to see if I can change the battery for a very strong battery myself. It's impossible. It is impossible. So nothing else for me to do than to buy the latest version, and that is this one. That is the latest version. I have another one in the box over there. I have two of them. And the thing is, so this guy, I think it is a hell of a machine, very good machine, if only the battery was as strong as the batteries in those Philips machines. They use the cheapest batteries. Also this one, original, it says 90 minutes. I use it now for almost a year, yeah. And I can only shave for 45 minutes what is left from the 90 minutes. So after 1 year using this, I can only shave for 45 minutes. So, and I think in 1 year or 2 years after today, maybe I can shave only one time. But the advantage of this one is that if you have your USB connection over here, you go to the USB connection loader inside and it is loading, you can shave, so you can always use it. This first one, you cannot use it when it is connected with the power, yeah, so your USB connection. This one, you can use when the battery is gone or finished, and you can still use it with a cord, yeah. But that's not what we want. We want a free wireless device, and so I think this thing is good for 3 years. For 3 years, and then the battery is gone, and you can keep shaving with the cord on it, and then you have to buy a new one. So yeah, but all in all, for me, I don't want nothing else. This is for me the perfect machine because it shaves smooth, very smooth. It goes much faster as a 3-head Philips, much faster than this one, yeah. And over here it does a very good job. I always had a problem with my Philips engine to shave over here, yeah, over this section, because it is not an equal section, very hard to shave. And so yeah, this my conclusion is just that I can give a conclusion. I mean, I am a regular shaver, and I used Philips all my life. I grew up with Philips. My first machine when I started shaving was Philips. I never shaved wet. I do not like that idea. It's too difficult. I tried it a few times. It always cut my face, so I'm not suitable to shave wet. So, but this is no. I think in the 35 years I used Philips, I had, I think, six machines. Yeah, six. Yeah. Throw them away. But so this one is cheaper. The cheapest Philips at the moment is €50. Yeah, and that's what I also do not like from Philips. The cheapest one is €50. So I asked the woman from the sales department a few years ago, what is the difference between the cheap Philips from €50 and the most expensive one? So that in that period, the most expensive one was almost €300. Okay, can you imagine a machine like this, €300? It's ridiculous, you know, because the difference between the most expensive Philips and the most cheapest one, so the cheapest one is 50 in the shop, and the most expensive one is at the moment, I'm not sure, about €300. The building costs are almost the same. My friends. Do not believe that, we sell this 300 costing shaving machine because the building costs are €50. No, it's not true. Not in a million years the building cost is €50. I think the building cost of the most expensive Philips machine is €10. And the building cost of the most cheapest one is maybe €8, maybe €9. Maybe the difference is €2 or €3. but in the shop, the price difference is 250 euro, you know. That's because they sell it more expensive, because the market is same like with speakers, with amplifiers, but in amplifiers and speakers, of course, you heard the difference right away. The story is that marketing, there are always guys who do not have so much money, who cannot spend or will spend 300 euro for a shaving machines. And if you sell all your shaving machines for 300 euro, then you will lose a lot of people, a lot of customers you will lose. And those people will step over to cheaper brands. So to keep all those people happy, all those shavers, and believe me, it is a big business. Shaving is a 1,000 times bigger business than audio equipment, my friends. Because half of the people, half of the men shave electric. And before the Chinese came, that market was split half by Brown, half by Philips, because also Brown make excellent shaving machines. So you had the Philips system and you had the Brown system, yeah? So can you imagine, 25% of all men in the world use a Philips machine to shave. That's a lot of shaving machines selling every year. And to keep all those people in your corner, because once you step over to Brown, most of them say, oh, I like Brown, I stay with Brown. Why would I step over to Philips? I'm very happy with Brown. So that's why they make price differences. They sell cheaper machines for 50 euro, but they shave as good as those 300 costing machines. They shave as good from Philips. I'm talking about one brand. But they have to make a price difference, because there are many people who have money, who can pay easy 300 euro, who come to that shop and they say, I want the best. I want the best shaving machine. Come on, man, I use it every day. I want the best. And those people, if you are a good salesman, of course, you will sell them the most expensive one from 300 euro. That's the marketing. That's the marketing, my friends. And but yeah, I am now over completely to Chinese, because yeah, every 3 years I have to buy a new one, because the accu is very bad from these machines, and there's no way. Well, when this one will break down, I will try again to break this one open to see how it opens, to see if there is a way to come inside to change the battery, the accu, because I love this machine. You know, you can also buy these heads separate. So I think for 10 euro, you can only buy 10 or 12 euro, you can buy the complete head, only the head. Yeah. But the head doesn't wear out. What breaks down in this machine is the accu, the battery. So that's why I'm telling you that I don't mind to pay every 3 year 30 euro. I mean, if you buy a Philips machine for 100 euro, my friends, that is 10 euro, and you use it for 10 years, that means every year is 10 euro. So if you buy this one for 30 euro, and after 3 years you have to buy a new one, it's also 10 euro the year, what you lose, yeah? So it's the same money. You lose 10 euro with the Philips every year, you know, because I think a Philips lasts for 12 years. After 12 years, the problems come. Not with the accu, well, sometimes the accu, but often with the heads, you know, and the heads are very expensive, so you don't change the heads. So I think, okay, if I buy this one, it will cost me 10 euro a year, you know, because after 3 years, the accu is completely worthless. So you have to buy a new one, yeah. But then you can buy, if you have this head, you can buy, well, I'm not sure why these suckers from China do not make a choice. You can buy it with a very strong accu for 5 euro more, or even 10 euro more. I would choose for that immediately. If they would sell this same machine with a better accu, yeah, better battery, for 10 euro more. Give you the option. Stronger battery, 10 euro more. I would go for that option because then I know, okay, I can shave for 10 years non-stop. Not a problem, not to think to buy a new one. And yeah, so this is the story of those. But it shaves very fast. You know, these ones move. You can clean them very fast because these things open. You can open them. I'm going to show you how they open. Very simple. This is how they open. Yeah. And so the middle one you have to give a twist and to take it out. And then you just put it on the water. Just wash it with the water. Not a problem. You can just wash it with water. Not too hot. This is what's happening when you wash too hot. Then the color comes off if you wash too hot. So just with normal water, 40 degrees, yeah. And clean it with water. And this is I really love this machine. Really, I'm in love on this machine. I mean, I need it every day. A shaving machine. I mean, I'm not sure what Pioneer CS 905, what that is Turkish. I do not understand. I'm not sure about you, but every man, this will be the first thing if you go traveling or every day you need this thing. I'm not sure women what they need every day. A woman is different, eh? They don't need shaving machines, I think. But we men, we need a shaving machine every day. Most men. You are very lucky if you can shave only for once 3 days. You have a very slow beard grow. Then you are one of the few lucky guys. And but I need it every day, and I wish I could do it. You know, 1 time a week. I do not like shaving. Shaving is not my hobby. Yeah, but this thing is good if you only shave your face, you know, fast, smooth, and it will last for 12 years. It will last for 12. Even the cheaper ones, you buy now the cheapest Philips machines, around 50 euro, they last for 12 years. Yeah, and they are good. They are very good. But I have a big bald head, and this thing saves me times. I mean, I don't want to sit here for 15 minutes with a Philips, and this one do it half the time. I think 7-8 minutes. My head is smooth and my face is smooth. If I do it every day, it is about 5 to 6 minutes. If I left one day, I need more time, maybe 7-8 minutes. You know, this is how it works. And they are perfect. The building quality is perfect. I love them. Nothing wrong for 32 euro. 32 euro, my friends. But yeah, then again, the Chinese always stays Chinese. These guys, they always cut edges, you know. They always cut edges, and they make a perfect machine with a lousy battery, you know. And how can I explain these guys? Hey, if you are smart, you want, you know, you want your business to be strong, and you want to make customers place some better batteries inside, so people will know, wow, next time I will buy again this machine, and I will tell all my friends to buy this machine because it is the best. For 32, 20, 35 euro. If you have a better battery, 25 euro. I can make advertisement. I tell all my friends to buy this thing, as you can even buy them as a present for the next birthday coming up. One of your friends' birthday, you know, he's shaving electric. You put this in for as a present, as a birthday present, and he will be very happy. Everybody who's shaving electric and who get this thing as a present will be very happy, my friends, believe me. Because yeah, everybody who used Philips from when they start shaving, in the end, after 50 years, they're still using Philips. This is how it works. Everybody who starts using Brown, you know, when that first time shaving with Brown, after 50 years, they're still using Brown. This is how it works. It don't change. People don't change that easy. Yeah. Anyway, Yeah, my friends, I'm sitting here today. I did some experience with my nut. With my nut, I placed my nut 218 THX. Let me show you what I did today. Hey, that's not good. Let me show you what I did today. So the thing is, my friends, I use this preamplifier, the CX50 Yamaha. I have two more upstairs. Well, I have more. I have more preamplifiers, but yeah, that one is from a set. I will not spoil the set because I need a preamplifier and I want a black one anyway. So why would I use a silver one when the amplifier is black? And I still have to test out the Tandbergs. I just bought the tables. I bought these massive wooden oak tables. They are 35 kilo each. It is unbelievable. It is unbelievable, my friends. And never had these small tables so heavy. But they are massive, massive oak. And they are a perfect match. Perfect. Only the tables are 45 centimeters and the speakers are 47. But I think it is a perfect match. A perfect match. So I'm not sure what to do with these speakers. I see that one bulb, the tweeter overload, what nobody uses, of course, is out. Maybe it is pushed inside. Little children like to push these things. And not sure if I'm going to repair that thing. No, I'm not sure. Not sure. I have to test these speakers out. Didn't have time. Well, I have to make some speaker connections directly to the interconnects, and that's why I didn't want to test them out yet. Yeah, and here are the other speakers. I think it's very interesting. I have my Canton Ergo RCLs back, but I have a damage over there. You can see in the corner below. So I bought some furniture repair markers in 3 colors. Try them out if they are the good color. I don't think they are the good colors, so I'm not happy with them. So yeah, I have to find another solution, other markers with a good color. And that's what I was doing. These are the old tables. These are the old tables, and yeah, it's not nice to have these beautiful because these tongue bags are. I did not like the sound. This is the second time I have these Tandbergs in my house, and I did not like the sound, to be honest. They are studio monitors, and I mean studio monitors are. Well, some people like that sound. Yeah, some people like that sound. I mean, I can imagine that some people like that sound. It is a dry sound. You have to like that sound. It is, and then I don't understand because there's no dynamic in studio monitors. So then I asked some, why would you choose for a sound like this? And then you hear everybody have several reasons. Everybody have their own that because audio is sound is not a science. I already told you that many times. Sound is personal, and yeah, sometimes when people hear my echoes, they say, "Oh, okay, I exaggerate, but they say, oh no, this is too much bass, too much." But for me, my echo, the statements, they are still the best speakers I ever had in my house. Without any doubt. I do not doubt that. But other ones will say, Andrew, but those GBL L100s you had, those are much better. Say, no, for me, those GBLs L100s, they had the same, well, not the same, you cannot compare them with the Tandberg. I think the Tandberg is a much better studio monitor. much better studio monitor. Only try to find one. I mean, if you want to buy an L100, there are so many. Even if they are very old, uh, I think the GBL L100 and his brothers, those are the 4312, they were in those days, and I mean 1972, they were the best selling speakers from in that price class. Yeah. Okay, let's be honest. I mean, not the best selling speaker overall, but in that price class, they were selling for. They were the best selling speakers. Those GBL L100s, 1972. I'm talking about 1972. Yeah. And the thing is, many people love those GBLs L100s. Many, but many. You know, all the speakers I have here now standing in front of you, in front of me, those 4 speakers. So the Heikos, without any doubt, they are my best speakers ever. Beautiful, deep bass, beautiful. Just the spread of the stereo is fantastic. The mids are fantastic. My best speakers ever, my friends. My personal taste, yeah. Canton Ergo RCLs, very good speakers, very good. Canton, my friends, if you do not have so much money, at the moment they are cheap. At the moment they are cheap. That can change. Last year they were €600, and now they dropped to 400, €450 the pair. Yeah, so they are cheaper. They became cheaper. Not sure why. Because they are awful sounding, awful good speakers, those Cantor Argo RCLs. Believe me, my friend. If you look at the speakers, upgrade. And I always thought those Cantons are too expensive. In a way, that was the case. Last year, the year before, 600, 550 minimum. You had to pay for a Canton Argo RCL. Now you can score them if you are lucky for 350. Come on, man, €350 for excellent speakers is not much. It's just a little money. 350 for excellent speakers. If this is your hobby, then 350 is nothing. Come on, man. So the speakers next to it is the Magnat All Ribbon 10P. I have a few magnets here. I will sell them all because I already know. Didn't test it out yet. Have to do the tests to be sure. I will record and film those tests to convince you, but also for myself. I have to do the tests. I cannot say blindfold. These are the best speakers, but in a way, I already know. I only have to make the tests to convince or to be 100% sure. You know, this is normal. I mean, come on, man. I cannot say, okay, without test, I sell the other ones. No, I have to do the test. But in a way, because I already heard those 10Ps years ago. I was buying something with a guy, and then he had those speakers. He let me hear the speakers. I think, ooh, this is the sound I want. He was not selling, and they were ugly. They were stripped completely from their veneer, so they're only a white wood, you know. The veneer was gone completely. But my friends, I can tell you that for me, and then the Tandberg studio monitors, I can tell you that these 4 speakers, for me, piece by piece, they sound better as a GBL L100. But the GBL L100 lovers, they will come and sit in my house and say, no, I did the test with you, honest, and still my GBL L100 is the best sounding one. So this is it, my friend. And at a certain moment I thought, what's wrong with your ears? There's nothing wrong with other people's ears, nothing wrong. It is only they have a different taste how music should sound. They have a different idea in their head how music should sound. And when I'm going to sit in my brother's car, he always put that bass at 10 maximum. I said, this is not how you can enjoy music. But he enjoyed his music like this. Every time I come in his car, I change the equalizer, and yeah, so taste is sound taste is different. It's different. Everybody, only for me, personal, the GBL L100 sucks. Also those Tandberg sucks. I think I have to do it. I have now tables for them. Last time I had them here, they were on the floor. Now I have tables for them. I have to put them on the tables to see how they sound with a amplifier from 2 times 200 watt, and maybe even play them mono with 2 times 700 watt. These speakers can handle 300 watts. Yeah, 300 watts. So, but according in my previous videos from these speakers, a sound engineer from London, he's working as a sound engineer, he explained me that these Tandberg monitors have an equal quality, if you compare it with new speakers in the shop. You can compare them with new studio monitors from around 8,000 euro. Yeah. This is how good these Tandberg studio monitors are, he told me. But he used them in his studio. He has them in his studio. In his studio, they are hanging on the wall. So not on a table, but hanging on the wall. Yeah. And he told me in the same comment, but I will never use them in my house. They are not suitable for my living room. So they are one of the best studio monitors, those Tandberg studio monitors. But not reliable, oh my God, not reliable not suitable for the living room. Well, just now I did a bit. There's a Nico Alpha 2000. I'm not sure if you know what a Nico Alpha 2000 is. There's one on Marktplaats. And I'm already looking for a Nico Alpha, a heavy one, the 650 or the 2000, for a long time. Sometimes they go away very cheap, but I'm just too late to score them, And now there was one for sale with the preamp, so I offered the guy 400 euro. And now the guy is angry on me because I offered him 400 euro. I mean, I often sell stuff, my friends, and of course, on my listenings, also people comes with ridiculous prices, but I am never angry. Why would I get angry if somebody offer me 100 euro while I know it is worth 500 euro? Come on, man. Why would I be angry? I mean, you're free to bid whatever you want. This is my opinion, but some guys get angry if I bid too low. They see it as I'm not sure why they get angry. I don't understand. I never get angry about those people, those low bidders. No, why would I? I mean, I'm the same. I do the same thing. So why would I be angry for somebody else if I'm doing the same way? Why? I mean, come on, man. Why? If okay, the value is 1,500. The value of that set is about 1,000. Why would I start with 900? Come on, man. If you then you are stupid. Then you are stupid if you go to bid, even if you know it is worth 1,000, and you want it. No matter how hard you want something, your first bid should not be 800 or 900. Then you are stupid. Your first bid has to be. Okay, if you bid 100 is ridiculous, then the guy know you're playing a game. You don't want that stuff. And I mean, 400 is serious money. Some people, who don't really have a clue about the value, they will grab the 400, and they think, wow, that's but offering 100, 200 is, that's stupid. That's stupid. Then you will not. I mean, I have some live chat. Okay, people around the road. People are talking with me. I see over here, chatting around the road. Yeah. And the thing is, my friends, I am like that. I mean, if something is worth 1,000, I offer 400. If something's worth 500, I offer 200. You know, and I never tried to offer something what's worth 550 euro. Yeah, you can be lucky, but most of the time, if you do that, you know, then the buyer or the seller will say, "This guy is an idiot. I do not want. I don't want to do business with this guy. I don't answer this guy anymore because the guy is crazy, you know." So you have, well, the nut. The thing is, I left the nut on for 2-3 days. Forget to push it out, you know. And then when I switch it on, it started click, click, click. At a certain moment, it didn't want to click on again. Now it is working okay, fine. And according to John, I explained him the problem. He told me this is just, it have to be resoldered again, you know. There's nothing broken in the thing, just something is sitting loose or I have to resolder all the things again. So that's, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half work. Not sure. So it is working now, working fine. But I cannot leave it on for 3 days. I had it on for 3 days non-stop, and then the problems occur. Yeah. And then I left it out for 3 days. I click it in again, and it was working. And since then, I use it normally, you know, for a few hours. I can spin my music. Yeah. And if you wonder why I'm sitting here, not on my desk, well, this is what happened. My laptop, and this laptop is from 2021, broke down on me. I already have a new one. Well, not a new one, but a second-hand one. I'm not sure where it is. It's in my shoulder bag over there. I already have a new one, second-hand. I already ordered a new one in MediaMarkt for 800 euro, a 17-inch, brand new, very cheap for what you got. Very fast video card. But then next day I found this one, and I left. I didn't went to pick up that laptop in MediaMarkt because yeah, this is a big difference, 400 or 800. Now I found a second-hand one for 400 euro, and I always calculate a laptop costs you 100 euro a year. So writing off 100 euro a year. I have this calculation in my head for many years. Yeah. So if you buy a new laptop from 800 euro, if it can go for 8 years, then it is exactly those 100 euro a year. But often I buy my laptop secondhand. This one was 6 months old when I bought it. 6 months, no, a year. It was a year old. And so I'll only have it for 2 years. So I'm now sitting here in front of my television, yeah, with the HDMI cable, and I just use my laptop on my television with the HDMI cable, and that goes okay. Only the cable is a little bit short, 3 meters. I need a 10 meters cable so I can let the cable walk around my house, you know. Now it is in the middle of the room. Yeah, I have to find. Not sure if they exist 10-meter HDMI cables, but if I cannot buy one, I will order one on AliExpress. They cannot be expensive. Those cables are cheap on AliExpress. Yeah. What you say? Let me see. No, I'm not going to say hello, Chris. I'm not going to tell you which one it is because I already forgot it. I do not have problems with them anymore. I don't want new problems that I now call their name that they now make problems again with me. I'm not sure if they follow my channel. I don't think so, but okay, you're talking about a Philips 777 turntable. Beautiful. I think I have one. Maybe a 778 I have. Not sure. Not sure. I have one of those, I think. An RS, yeah. And so the thing is, my nut is working now fine. Tomorrow, if everything goes smoothly, Simon will pick up a second nut. Yeah, 400 euro for 400 euro for a nut 218 THX with 2 times 200 watt. This is unbelievable cheap. A mint one, mint one. So then I have two. And for the first time in my life, I can do B-amping or use them as a mono block. Yeah, play a little bit to see. I heard many positive things about B-amping, but I never heard positive things about mono blocks. No, I never heard positive things about that. But people are satisfied, are happy when they start B-amping their speakers. But then, yeah, then you need two amplifiers. And I had this one for free because I scored that set, and those speakers were sold very cheap because there was a problem with one of the woofers and one of the tweeters were out, so I could not have more as 550 euro. That's what I sold the speakers for. If they were repaired, I could have maybe 1200 euro for the speakers. They were good, heavily sought speakers, those BMWs, but in the end I want to get rid of them as soon as possible, those big heavy speakers. And the thing is, also the caps, a little Chinese guy, oh my God, that guy was, I think, 55 kilo. He could not handle those caps upstairs, so I have to bring those caps upstairs for him. And the guy who bought those BMWs from me, those heavy BMWs, he told me, I cannot handle this. I have a back problem. I looked at him, I think, no, I have to bring both of them upstairs. So the first 3 weeks of my holiday, I had only pain in my back. Yeah. That's not good. These heavy things are not good for your body, my friends, believe me. So try to avoid heavy speakers or do it once, once in so many years, but not like me, up and down, up and down. And that's not good, especially if they are over 40 kilo. Then if they are over, as long as they are under 40 kilo, it is okay, you can handle them. But as soon as they get over 40 kilo and you have to walk stairs with heavy speakers, oh, it's too much, my friends. Too much for me. I think too much for everybody. I had really 3 weeks, 4 weeks pain in my back. I was lucky. I'm lucky. I still don't have a hernia from all those speakers. Come on. I don't blame the guys with a hernia. So I'm still lucky, but one of those days it can go wrong. So you have to be careful. Anyway, so I have to carry those speakers, and now I have those ton bags. Don't believe those ton bags are lightweighting. I mean, I think they are 35 kilo each. Yeah. Yeah, and those Canton Argo RCLs, they are massive wood. It is not veneer. This is the difference with cheap speaker builders and Canton. To me, Canton of course also sold cheaper speakers, but this line they were very expensive. I mean, massive wood, heavy speakers, beautiful speakers. I so love them. Happy to have them back. Happy to have my Cantons back at a much lower price. Yes. This is how I do it. And I still didn't test out that Marantz 2330. John watched the video and he told me, Andrew, the vellum paper is finished. You have to, because that's why the lightning is so soft in the tuner scale. So the Marantz 20, the monster, I scored 3 days ago, and he told me, Andrew, the paper is finished. I have this paper here. Never did it before, so change the paper in the Marantz receiver. Because if you have a Marantz or ever had a Marantz, and maybe you ever had a Marantz and do not know this, what I'm telling you, there is some paper. So in front of the lightning, there's some paper, vellum paper. They call it in Holland perkament paper, vellum paper, yeah? I'm not sure if vellum paper is the right English translation for this paper. In Holland, it is perkament paper. And if you have, after 40 years, that paper is yellow. It is burnt because all the types of bulbs Marantz use were not LED bulbs. They were 8 volt, the original ones, 250 milliampere bulbs, yeah? And then before they had the LED bulbs, they were selling the 200 milliampere, so not 250, original one was 250, 200 milliampere 8 volt bulbs, yeah. So, and because the 250 milliampere bulbs were not sold, they were not made anymore, they were not sold anymore. And now everybody plays LED, and LED doesn't give heat, it doesn't make it hot. So the vellum paper will stay much longer with those LED bulbs, maybe 50, 60, 70 years, who knows. Of course, if you smoke in your house, they also get yellow, you know. Nicotine goes everywhere. It all depends how you use it. And so he told me, I said, is it difficult to change the paper? He said, no, just take away the front with all the knobs, take away the hood, and then you see that plastic, and then you have to remove, to take it off that plastic, and then you see the paper, and then you have to cut the paper, to scissor the paper in the same size as the old one, place it back, and then it is repaired. It's not a big job, he told me, but I want to make this, for this 2330, make a video from it, so you also know how to do it when you have that problem. So you do not have to go to a expensive handy guy who charge you, I don't know, a 90, 60 euro an hour, you know, then you have to pay taxes, 60 hours taxes, maybe if you write down a 1 hour job, 60, you have to pay 100, 120 euro for changing the vellum paper wire. It is a simple job, you can do it yourself. Let me see. Technisch is good, but I think, okay, this is not for me. This is still, they're talking about a turntable. And the thing is, everything what you can do yourself, I mean, the guy paid 183 for the Marantz, 183 euro. I wish he didn't had a service and I had 200 euro allowance, so don't pay 1700 but 1500 euro, because what the guy did on the service station, those few bulbs, I can do myself, my friends. Easy bulb changing. Well, bulb, I have upstairs a Luxman Air 1050. I will never sell that one. Yeah, they are very expensive at the moment, but I will never sell that one. And try to change bulbs from that thing, unbelievable, very difficult. You know, I have the bulbs for a long time in my house, still have to change the bulbs. And same counts for that R1500. I had 3. I sold one. I had 2 left. Yeah, that Polish guy who bought many things from me. cheap price, and he told me, yeah, I want this. I said, I'm not sure. Okay, I sell one for you. A very good customer, take one. But he wanted the other one also. I said, no, no, these two are for me, for my pension, my friends, my pension. I'm gonna sell them in a few years, 4 years. When I go on pension, I need the money more heavy than now, and try to sell everything. I only want to keep 3 sets. Yeah, 3 sets. So an expensive set, the best set for my living room, and 2 other cheaper sets. So one with the Magnat MSP 10, yeah, with a cheap amplifier, yeah, and one other more. Not sure what that will be, but cheap, cheap, cheap. And the other 2 sets cannot cost more as 500 euro in total. So, but the one in my living room, I don't mind if that is expensive. And then the rest, I will sell everything. And I hope in the in those in that well, what do you say? Well, if you are 67, Roderick, in 4 years I'm 67, then it can be over any minute, especially in my condition. So, when you're 67, you only if you are young you have to be smart and make those moves, and to invest your money good. But for me, at the age I have now, I don't care, in 4 years, I know they will gain a little bit in value, and I will sell them then. I will have a nice amount in 4 years, and but I mean, come on, why would I keep that stuff when I'm 67? 3 sets is enough for me. 3 sets, yeah, that's enough for me, and. So you always have a reserve amplifier when your main amplifier in your living room breaks down. You always have a reserve. Well, I probably will keep more. There are like the Air 150, the Lushman Air 150, 1050. I will never sell that one. The thing is so beautiful. I mean, not because it is mine. Every Air 1050 is. I mean, most of that vintage stuff, they all also in the 70s, brands were stealing. I mean, every mobile phone you see today is in fact a duplicate from the first Apple. Because Apple was the first with that, came out with that phone, and now every phone in the world is the same. But they all duplicate that Apple. And in a way, in the 70s, you saw many brands. They had their own identity, like Yamaha. Yamaha had a very strong identity, but in a way, sticking with your own. And I mean, if it is proven that the Marantz looks, they were popular of their sound, but also about their looks. And if you know that, and you think, okay, let's make something similar. Not the same, because everybody will say, you're stealing. You're not a serious brand because you're stealing. But make some little changes, but I mean, Yamaha with their tuner lightener, so the bill from the tuner scale, the dial pointer. In Marantz, it is a pointer with a little light, and the scale is lighted from behind indirectly. And Yamaha use a white dial pointer, and it goes from the left to the right. You see the light moving, but the tuner scale itself is not lighted, and that's cheap. I think it doesn't matter how good is your sound. If you are a audio lover, and even if sound is as good as Marantz, because don't. And Yamaha, do not underestimate Yamaha. I had here receivers sounding excellent. Only the looks. I do not like Yamaha that much because of the looks. Simple. I mean, the little VU meters, that cheap looking tuner scale without lighting from behind, and that dial pointer what is lighted. I mean, in those days, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna 1973. My father in the Netherlands, it is, so America was richer, much richer than the Netherlands in 1973. My father, not sure it was 73 or 70. No, I'm mistaken. Yes, 73, about around 73. 70, between 70 and 73. My father was one of the first in the street who bought a Blaupunkt color television. 2,000 guilders. 2 months' salary. The salary of my father, who was he was a bookkeeper. He was not a accountant at that moment. Yeah, later he became accountant, more money, He was just a bookkeeper. And he earned 1,000 euro guilder a month. And the television price was 2,000 guilders. My father went 3 times back because he was not satisfied. Hey, I see something wrong in there. These old Philips or Blaupunkt television, they were coming out of the factory. They were never, I saw this. You have to take it back. I want another one. He went 3 times back to that shop with that television, my friends. Unbelievable. Because he spent 2,000 guilders. You had to work 2 years or 2 months for a television. I mean, yeah. For a laptop nowadays, new television nowadays, I bought mine 50-inch for 350 euro, my friends. 350 euro I pay for that thing, and it is a very nice one. I'm very satisfied with it. And 350 euros is working hours, not a month, not 2 months, not a month, not a week, no. I think 3 days, 3 days working. So in the past you had to work 2 months. So if you went buying a receiver, doesn't matter, is it a Marantz or a Yamaha or a Luxman or a Sansui or whatever brand, I mean, the choice, you go into the shop now, if you're gonna buy a television, you're gonna spend 350. Often you buy those things online because you say, okay, my trunk is not big enough. Well, let's order them online, First, watch them in the shop. And then when we see, okay, this is what we want, we will order them online. Or not even go to the shop. Most of us don't even go to the shops anymore. I didn't see this one in the shop because it was a Black Friday sales. That's why it was so cheap, 350 euro, 55-inch, yeah. And you buy it online. This is how it works these days. But not in the past. You could not buy online. You went to the shops to find a bargain. Probably that 2008 channel, not even with a remote control. There was no remote control, my friends. If you had to change channel, to switch channel, you had to stand up, out of your chair to switch. We had three channels. In 1973, we had 3 channels. Holland 1, Holland 2, and Holland 3. Yeah, but in color. And then my neighbor friends, we had a house on the first floor, the ground floor. They looking over the window to see that color television because they didn't have a color television yet. No, my father was the first in the street to have a color television, 2000 guilders. And if you had to make the choice, 1975, between a Marantz, a Yamaha, I'm talking about the receiver, a Pioneer, a Sansui. Well, Sansui was very expensive. Yeah, those, or Akai. Akai was cheapest. And believe me, a 2245, a Marantz cost 2,000 euro. Gilder, 2,000. As much as that television, yeah. So also 2 months working for that Marantz 2245, a Dutch person, yeah, a bookkeeper. Not talking about a lesser paid job, a bookkeeper, yeah, had to work 2 months, 2 months for a Marantz 2245, yeah. So if you are in that shop, that audio shop, yeah, now what I just explained, you just order online, but then you don't leave that audio shop after 5 minutes. You see, okay, this price is good, this thing is good. You said to the sales guy, pack it in, let's go on to pay the thing. No, my friends. In 1973, 1975, you went to the shop. You did your homework, probably. Probably some guys did their homework, not everybody. You went to the shop, maybe more as one time. You went to several shops to see if there are price differences. We could not find those price differences online. Remember, there was no internet. There was no internet to check prices online. So we went to different shops to see if the price everywhere equal. Where can you find the best bargain? Yeah. And then you make your choice, and then you see that Yamaha. And then you see that Yamaha next to a Marantz. Even if the Yamaha is a little bit cheaper, you still choose for the Marantz because you think, no, it looks cheap, that dial pointer. And that's why some factories, some brands make huge mistakes. Like the biggest example, Nokia. If Nokia, when Android came involved, Google Android, if Nokia would have said, okay, you know what? From now on, we're going to make half of our telephones with the Android system, half of them. Yeah? At that moment, when everybody went over to Android, Nokia was still a big player today. Yeah, but they thought, and that was a wrong mistake. And Yamaha made a wrong mistake. They stayed too long with that ugly, yeah. If you have a 30-20 or a 30 or even a 20-10 or 20-20, I can still live with them. Even a 2040 is a beautiful machine, my friends, beautiful. But in comparison, they are beautiful, but in comparison with the Marantz, still the Marantz or the Sansui win. I mean, taste is personal. I mean, not everybody likes the looks of a Sans, but I will tell you something. The Sansui G8000, the Sansui G8000 is at the 2x120 watt. Richard, yeah, I had the same. But anyway, Richard, the Sansui G8000, yeah, 2x120 watt receiver. At the moment, they cost, if you want to buy one, you want to buy one, they cost at the moment 2.5, 3,000 euro. I thought they had a price from 2,000, but I see much is changed. Every year things change in price. Every year you can see prices changed, and especially for those heavy Sunsweets or Marans or Pioneers, they change every year. And a Sunsweet G8000 at the moment is 2.5, 3,000 euro. That's a lot of money. No, most of us will never buy that. Probably the guy who will buy this thing is a lover, a guy who is over 67 years, over 65 years old, who have a good pension. And often that pension is so much, he cannot eat and drink it away. So he don't know what to do with the money. Those older guys in Holland, they are the richest guys, the richest people, the people who have it hard, very hard in the Netherlands. These are the young people, yeah, because they're not able to buy a house because housing is so expensive these days, and our government made wrong decisions in the past. You know, they were not. Because these plumbers you could see a mile away that they were coming, you know, and now we are in a situation that if a young person needs housing, they have to pay 1,200 euro rent a month. 1,200 euro rent a month. Come on, man, that's a lot of money. And if you want to buy that house, what is smarter, you know, buying a house is always smarter. And then you don't get that loan from the bank because you don't earn enough, because houses are very expensive at the moment. So, and well, Geert Wilders, I do not believe. Let me see. Oh, Allwave. Well, Allwave in Delft. I had an Allwave below my mother's house where I lived. And they sold those tannoys there. Yeah, tannoys. Yeah. And I also bought in Always my Jamo push pull 2504, 2504. I bought them. They were in the sale in Allwave. Beautiful shop. And when I walked there, oh, I saw those tunnels, those monsters. Oh, I was in love always, but they were very expensive for me. Could not afford them. Yeah, as great as always. Thank you, Benjamin. Well, Marans. Well, Marans 6,300. I just saw an advertisement. It had already a bid from 850 euro. And according to my repair guy, John, you know what John is telling? That turntable is crap. And he's a Marans guy. He's a Marans, but he told me that turntable is a crappy turntable. Okay, but people are paying 850 just for the looks and because it is Marans and they want the complete set. I understand that. The DVCs I have are beautiful in a beautiful state. So Richard Scholte is writing, and I also have a matching cassette deck, what's working 100%. GVC is beautiful stuff, yeah. Well, the speakers you have to score from GVCs, they are very good at the GVC 0 line, yeah. And then the biggest one, the biggest version, the 09s from GVC, yeah. Yeah, score those big Yamo. Yes, Yamo push pull, they were big, yeah. I bought them in Allwave in the sale, yeah. I forget how much I paid, but it was also not very cheap, but okay. Anyway, so you went to that shop, you know, and to buy your stereo set in 1973. As a grown-up, I was a little boy, so I didn't have the money anyway. But if you was an audio lover, and everybody was an no, not everybody, but let's say I think 40% of the mill, of all males were lovers of audio. All my friends were lovers of audio, and then you go to that shop and your first thing, quality. We didn't know that Marantz was top of the line quality, but Yamaha made equal sounding quality, my friends. Sansui, unbelievable. But I think Sansui was a little bit more expensive than Marantz. Beautiful, beautiful sounds. And that G8000 costs now 2.5, 3,000 euro. A Pioneer SX 1050 you can still find, also 2 times 120 watt, you can still find for 2,000 euro. Yeah. And so I'm very curious how much my Marantz, my 2330, what is the value? Well, I believe around 2,000 also. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think I overpaid that guy with 1,700 euro because I never bought something this expensive, but I knew it, they were very rare. And if I want to have this thing, this is the only chance I had to buy it, the 2330, very rare thing. Because normally I will never spend 1,700 euro for a receiver. Come on, man. For 2,500, you have a Accuphase E406. Yeah. But according to John, my repair guy, he told me, we had a long conversation a few days ago. He told me about those D-class amplifiers. He told me, well, Andrew, that new Marantz receiver, what is the I with a ruby signed by Ken Ishawata, cost 4,000 euro in the shop. John told me it is rubbish because the equipment, the material they use inside is so cheap. D-class, and they asked 4,000 euro for it. And D-class is, yeah, it is cheap in power if you don't use so much electricity with D-class, but it missed something in the bass. It always will something miss in the bass. John is not a saint, I know, but he's a repair guy, and I do not take everything what John say for granted. I mean, if he's gonna talk about speakers, sound of speakers, I don't take him serious. But if he is talking with me about building quality, about what is good and what is not good, I can only believe him. Who else I can believe? I mean, his experience is so big in these things. So he told me about those new Marantz amplifiers, 4,000 in the shop. And he told me, Andrew, because I asked him, I had that Denon set, that Denon MIDI set, beautiful set. I asked him, can you repair it for me? Right away, he said, no, not interested in repairing that. So I asked him, why did you said no right away? He said, because it is a complicated system. I can repair them, but it cost me many hours, he told me. And I do not think you want to pay all these hours. And I do not want to spend all these hours for one machine. I have many other things to do. You have a great job at the moment. He told me about his new job, and it's a heavy job, so he do not need to do this thing in the evening or in the weekends, but it is still his hobby. And as I didn't heard him for a while, but he knew I scored that 2330, and yeah, he's a Marantz guy, so he called me right away. Andrew, did you check it out? I said, no, it is still upstairs, and it is still upstairs because my bag, the thing is 22.5 kilo. So maybe tomorrow I will bring it downstairs, check it out. Yeah, you have to listen to it. I want to have your opinion. I have now a 2325 in my house, and in fact, the 2330 is the better quality. But he told me I prefer the 2325. I said, and why? I said, I can explain you. If you have a tape deck connected to the 2225, you have a Dolby switch, and that 2330 doesn't have that Dolby switch, and that really make a huge difference, especially for those tapes. But I do not use a tape or reel-to-reel decks, so I don't care. And most cassette decks have that Dolby switch on side. But he told me, no, it is a big difference. That Dolby switch on the 2325 is a big difference. That's why he preferred the 2325. But build-wise, so problem-wise, the 2330 is better. Yeah. But every time I smoke outside. 2017, I had my heart attack, my first one, and then I did my whole house white, everything, my walls, my ceilings white, and then I said, okay, I have to stop smoking because then I can do this job every 2-3 years. You know, that's why I'm smoking outside. But I visited my daughter last month, and he told me, Andrew, are you still smoking? Because all my values were good. My cholesterol were good, my blood pressure was good. He told me, Andrew, I prefer those values not so good, but you stop smoking. Because smoking is the most killing thing. And it's very bad for you. Why are you still smoking? You know, I had my first heart attack 7 years ago, so I'm still smoking. I should have quit smoking a long time ago. So after that conversation with my doctor, because I need I know it is bad, but sometimes I need, somebody hammer it in my head, And and I love my doctor. He's a nice guy, but he's funny. But he was watching me very serious with his eyes. So I think, okay, he's serious. This is serious stuff, So I think, okay, end of the year, I stop smoking. Yeah, but first I have to lose weight, and then I stop smoking. That's my first goal, to stop losing weight. And anyway, so the guys who went to that shop choose for a Marantz, probably not a Sansui, because the Sansui was very expensive, and Marantz had the name. Marantz had the name, yeah. And those Yamahas, you do not see them very often on the market because they were simply not sold as much as those Marantzes, because those Marantzes were beautiful, and those Yamahas, yeah, they're also beautiful. But in those times, if you have to spend 2, 3, 4,000 guilders for a receiver, I mean, come on, man, that's a lot of money. I just explained you how much the salary was in those years. 4 months working, it was the same like buying a car. Today, if the medium salary is about 3,000 euro a month in the Netherlands, so buying a car is a small car, 20,000 euro. You have to work 6 months for that, yeah. And if you went buying a Marantz 2330 or a 4400 or a 2500, and you have also had to work 6 months. It had the same value as a car now. So, and if you're gonna buy a car from 20,000 euro, you do your homework. Everybody who's going to buy a new car never bought a new car, but if you're gonna buy a new car, you're not gonna say, hey, I saw a nice car driving, I'm gonna buy that car. No. You're gonna do your homework. How much gasoline it uses, what's the rest value, how much it costs in the insurance, how much it costs in the taxes. You do your homework before you buy your car from 20,000 euro, because you had to work 6 months for it. But if you have to work only 3 days for it, like a television now, yeah, what's there to think? Yeah, this is cheap, I buy it. This is how it goes, Often, I'm not like this. Also with my expense, if I give 350 euro away for a television, I'm still thinking I'm going to compare. Is this a good television, good enough for me? Even if it is very cheap, and then I discovered, hey, this television is very good. It's a bargain, real bargain. Then I buy it. Yeah. But most of you will not think twice for a expenditure from 350 euro. They just spend it, you know. And what is strange is that audio, everything is cheap. Television is cheap. That they keep those prices from audio so expensive. Those manufacturers, but for how long? That's why I love competition from China. At the moment, they make good tube amplifiers, but you have to like tube. I do not like tubes. You have to like tubes. I do not like them. But there are people who only like tubes, but they are very good in tube amplifiers and cheap. And soon, because they're now coming with the cars, they're making excellent cars. You know, excellent. They're making fantastic cars for reasonable prices. But soon they're gonna make stereo equipment. Maybe it is not interesting enough because the market for stereo equipment is not that big. Maybe that's the reason why those things are still very expensive in the shop. I mean, Accuphase 10,000, a new Accuphase amplifier, 10,000 euro, my friends, and integrated. That's a lot of money. That's 10,000 euro. Yeah, who can pay, who can afford? Yeah, the older pension people, they can afford it, but you working people with a family, or especially young people, it's impossible to buy a new Accuphase. Only older people, believe me, my friends, only older people above 65 years buy that stuff and can afford that stuff at the moment. Yeah, that's in the Netherlands. Maybe if you live, I think in America it's the same. And the golden period in America were the 50s, yeah, the 60s. They were the good years from America. I mean, everybody could buy a house. Everybody had plenty money, you know. But much has changed since then. And yeah, the inequality is bigger as before. And same counts in the Netherlands. The inequality is huge at the moment. It's growing every year. So, not that I complain about the Netherlands. I think it's still a very good country. It's a socialist country, you can say, even if we have now a new right government. I was always a socialist, to be honest, but at a certain moment, I think it was 7, 8 years ago, I saw that those left-wing parties, they became foolish people, you know, and I prefer the right government we have now than if there was a socialist, left-wing government, because these people only thinks about the environment. Of course, the environment is very important, my friends. Everybody see what's happening around you. But hey, hello, it costs us so much money to make our environment optimal, and in China, they don't care. With 1 billion people over there, and they don't care about the environment. It's the same air, my friends, the same earth, you know. If you do it, you have to do it all together. Why only one country? Come on, that's stupid. Stupido. In Holland, it is impossible to drive a diesel, because they say, yeah, diesel is pollution, blah, blah, blah. But all those cars, they are selling to abroad to other countries, and they're still driving. So it's a stupid way to think, but yeah, okay. And those electric cars, I think it's a scam. It's a big scam, because the electricity still is made by fossil fuel. I mean, 50%, maybe 50% at the moment in the Netherlands is coming from wind turbines and sunlight, you know, but still 50% comes from fossil fuel. So those electric cars, the electricity is made by fossil fuel. So what's the difference, you know? And for people who buy second-hand cars all their lives, like me and many others who do not have money for a new car, it will be very, but very hard in the future to buy second-hand cars. You know why? The moment you buy that second-hand car, that second-hand electric car, you have a battery problem. And then you have to change the battery, costs you 7,000, 8,000 €. At the moment you buy a second-hand car, yeah, you can buy a second-hand car, 1,000 €, 2,000 €, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, but all those cars drive without big problems, expensive problems. If you buy an electric car, for 100% you will have a problem. For 100% you will have a problem. The batteries, you have to change the batteries. Yeah. And so it will be impossible for many people, many people who have now a car, who driving now a car, doesn't earn enough money or need their money to pay their house, their loan from their house, or I don't know, have children. Children are expensive. I don't know what they spend their money. They cannot afford a new car. Those people who used to drive second-hand cars, for them, a cheap second-hand car is finished. There is no cheap second-hand car anymore if there are only electric cars left in the world. You know, I am 63. I do not have this problem. You know, how much longer can I drive a car? 17 more years, maybe until my 80s. Maybe if I'm lucky, I'm still alive, 85 maximum. Then I lose my driver's license because I'm too old. So 20 more years. But in those 20 years, there will still be gasoline cars available on the second-hand market. But after that period, it will be harder and harder to buy a second-hand car. So for the younger generation, it is a big problem. They already have it difficult, and then in the future they have to do with electric cars. And I prefer those hydro cars, hydro engines. I think that's a better solution, because now, if you live in a villa or in a house with a carport, and you have an electric car, you can take the electricity from your house very cheap, very cheap. And those are the ones who can afford new cars. Those are the ones who can afford new electric cars. They already have big houses. They can have their own electricity, cheap. But for normal people like you and me, who do not have a carport or a garage, yeah, just an apartment, we have to buy electricity from the street, you know. And those prices are 4 times more as the electricity price from your house. So it's a steal. Again, the inequality is going to be bigger because those rich people do not feel that electricity price for the car, but yeah, people who do not have that possibility have to buy expensive electricity. So also that's not a good thing. So if you want to be fair, it's not a fair system at all, those electric cars, then yeah, I think the hydro car is a better solution. The hydro car you can repair more easy. Also, as a second-hand car, it would be very nice to have. I prefer to have a second-hand after, you know, if I live in that time in 20, 30 years, I prefer to have a second-hand hydro car as an electric car, because that hydro car you can repair cheap. But that electric car you cannot repair cheap. Oh, anyway, our story was about that first television my father bought for 2,000 guilders in 1973, 2 months' salary, 2 months' salary. And how expensive stereo equipment was in those days. Not in America. The dollar was very hard. The dollar was very strong. So in America, that stuff was cheap. I mean, the American in 1970, 1970, I give an example, just for a Marantz 2245, he had to work for that 2245 2 weeks, 1 week, maybe 1 week, understand? And the European guy had to work also because it was import from America, so taxes come on side it. He had to work 2 months for that same thing. That's why you have more of that stuff in America. It was cheaper in America in the 70s because the dollar was so strong. Americans were really the most richest people in the world. At the moment, they are not the richest people in the world. In Norwegian people earns more money because of the oil they have. You have some in the Switzerland, they earn more money. In Luxembourg, they earn more money than in American people, but they are small countries. And in some other countries, they earn more money. The Americans are not on top anymore. You understand, with salaries, and because in a way, the right politicians over there, because you not have really a left. There's no left wing. The Democrats in America, they are not left. It's not a left wing. You know, you have a two-party system in America, and that's the problem. In the Netherlands, everybody can start their own party, you know, and if you are good, people will vote for you. In America, you have two parties, and that left-wing party, so the Democrats, they are not really left. Not left like the left people in Holland, but at the moment I prefer that new government we have, because we have big problems. And well, the last few governments we had, they were also right-wing, and that Rutte, that Prime Minister Rutte, and that guy, he was a good talker. But that's the only thing he did was talking. He didn't do nothing in the country, you know, only talking, blah 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 blah. He was very good in talking, and I hope that new government will really make changes, because we need houses. We need houses. People, young people, they need houses. Come on, man. There are not enough houses. Yeah, Mark Rutte. Mark Rutte. Yeah, he was a, yeah, and he will probably he will be in charge of the NATO. Jammer, hij dwaalt af. I'm not going to talk about politics. Politics is for other channels anyway. I'm happy. I'm not happy, but I hope we need changes. And those electric cars, whew, they're a scam, my friends. They are a big scam. And don't believe, I mean, they are more expensive to repair. They're not broke very easy, but if they broke down, they are very expensive to repair. And as a second-hand one, come on, man. Who wants to buy a second-hand one electric car if you know I have to change the batteries in 1 year or 2 years? It will cost me 7,000-8,000 euro. Nobody wants to have those expenses. You cannot afford those expenses. I mean, so Yamaha, I had here that monster, that 2040 monster, a beautiful machine, a beauty. Or was it a 3040? But in the end, I was not in love on it. I loved my Sansui G9000. That one was really, yeah. And those Sunsweet G9000 at the moment have a value between 3.5 and 4,000 euro. Bought mine 800 euro 9 years ago. 800 euro I bought mine. 800 euro. Yeah. Now they are 3.5, 4,000 euro. And so at the moment, people who buy stereo sets, the people who have money always have money. They have a good job, have a good salary, good diploma. They always have a good job. They're not afraid for losing their job, and they have money, plenty money. And those are the people who buy top of the line models like a Sunsweet G9000. They don't care to spend, because that 3,500 euro they spent, or 4,000, is 1 month's salary. Yeah. But it's not throwing away money, because the value, if you buy something new in the shop, you buy something for 4,000 euro, you know, at a certain moment, they drop in price very heavily. Second one, if they break down, not everything is repairable. It is very expensive to repair that stuff. And that's why people who have stuff from under 1,500 euro, if it breaks down, so new in the shop, 1,500 to 2,000 euro, if it breaks down, if it is 10 years old, you know what they do? They try to sell it as a defect one. Nobody takes it in their head to bring it to repair shop, because that repair shop will ask you more money than the value it have at that certain moment. Yeah. So it's very expensive to repair things at the moment. Salaries are very high. It all depends where you live. If you live in cheap countries like Russia, or in Poland, or you still have workers who work for cheap, or, who don't charge 60 hours and 60 euro an hour. But here in Western Europe, it is very expensive to repair stuff, and that modern stuff, it is not so simple to repair, because they have DAC, they have HDMI, they have a socket, a card for HDMI, they have a socket for DAC, they have a socket for that, they have a socket. If one of those cards breaks down, the only thing what you can do, take the card out, order a new card, put the card inside. If they still have those cards, if you can find those cards, it's very hard to repair that electronic on those cards. The electronic is so small, it's hard to repair. So that's why, if you're gonna buy if you have money, I have money to buy new Accuphase, or a new this, or a new that. Ask a repair guy, hey, what do you think? This is the drawing from the Accuphase. What do you think? What is the worst problem? What can go wrong in this amplifier or this receiver? It will cost me 8,000 or 10,000 in the shop, but what is the most expensive thing what can go wrong in this machine? Let a repair guy, pay him for this. Pay him 25 or 50 euro. Let him do his homework. Let him find it out for you. And then he comes with his advice. He will tell you, well, you can buy it because this. Don't buy it because this machine have this inside. And because John told me about certain machines, you cannot find the parts anymore. And you can find the imitation parts, but he told me it's not the same. It's not the same sound, it's different sound. You cannot find the original parts anymore for some machines. But from the 2330, he told me everything what can go breaks down on you, he told me, I can repair and you will not have a sound difference. Yeah, that's what he told me about that 2330. But some some things are not selling, and they're not selling it anymore. They're not making it anymore. So you have to throw away the machine. That's why if you invest 10,000 in a new device that can break down after 5 or 10 years, and you want to keep it, believe me, do your homework. Ask a repair guy. Ask a repair guy. Listen, I want to buy that model. Can you check it for me? If I do, John told me, you know what is the best Accuphase? When I had the E202, he told me I sold it. He told me I should have never sold it because that was the best thing I ever had. He told me everything is repairable. Everything from that thing is repairable. But those modern Accuphases, sometimes it is repairable, often, but sometimes they are very hard or sometimes impossible to repair. Yeah, that's what he told me. Yeah. But he explained me so many things that it goes in and out because he uses words, technical words I cannot keep in my head because I do not understand these words. So, but I always ask him his opinion, because he knows a lot. As a repair guy, I only know about sound, know about sound. But as a repair guy, you will find problems, and often you will see the same problems in every machine. Oh, I know what's wrong with this machine. I had it a few times. This, and this. Like that Pioneer 950. Oh, Simon said, but Simon is a student from John. He's a student from John. So 80% what Simon knows is he learned from John. And then Simon, I know what is wrong with these Pioneers, all with the pre-amplifier section, blah, 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 blah. You always have to recap those, because they will finish sooner or later. Even if they work now, you better replace them because so every machine have its certain weaknesses, and repair guys know this. Repair guys know that, and especially John. I mean, the things John had in his hands in those, I think, over 15 years, and also because it is his hobby in a way. Yeah, it is his hobby, because if it wasn't his hobby, he would not do this job, because in a way it is. John is also a collector, He has some items like that 4400. At a certain moment he had two. I'm not sure if he still have two. He cannot let it go. He's a collector. But at a certain moment, the repair guy know exactly from every amplifier or every receiver he had in his hands, and some he have more often, the weak points. And so those weak points he can also find in newer machines, newer models. Oh, this thing have the same circuit. It's the same. He used the same elcos. He used the same things. Those are weak things, and you understand what I mean. So, and that's why the salesman will never give you a good advice. A salesman knows shit. He knows nothing about the reliability of a certain machine. Even if a machine is, he knows, oh, from the 20 we sold, we already had 10 back. He will not tell you that. He will not tell you that if he is selling you a machine. I mean, he will tell you, oh, it's the best. As long as the profit is good, And also, he don't have the technical knowledge to tell you, hey, my advice is to buy this amplifier and this receiver, because this one will not let you down in 10 years. And if it lets you down, it's easy to repair, So keep that in mind if you have money, and most of us do not have that money. Only the older people who have a pension, do not know what to do with their money. Really, they don't know. If you ask yourself, they are making those expensive speakers. I went to that audio show a few years ago in Veldhoven, and I only saw older people, few young guys, and because those are the persons who have money. I mean, younger people in the Netherlands don't have money, but older people, they can afford that expensive stuff. They probably have the money to buy a Sansui G9000, because what to do else with the money? If you are 70 years old, money in the bank is unimportant anymore, my friends. You have to spend that money. Every month you have to spend. If you spend not every last cent, of course, but if you spend it, you leave a buffer big enough, and the rest you spend every month, doesn't matter. You buy expensive amplifier. Hey, because you know how much years I have left. What to do with the money on the bank? Come on, those are the guys who buy the expensive things, or young people who have a very good job or good business also, a business or a good job, who can afford easy 3,000-4,000 euro for a vintage amplifier or receiver. I'm not sure how many young people these days love vintage. Not sure. Not sure. I think still plenty, but most of the younger generations, so do not have money. The money comes when you are 65, 67 in this country, yeah, because of your house is paid off, you don't have to pay rent anymore, you have money from the government, and on top of that you have a pension. So what to do with all that money, for me it is, when I bought that Sansui G9000 for 800 many years ago in a hi-fi shop. He was selling it for a customer. It was a lot of money. Nobody wants to buy it for 800 at that time. No, I love it. I loved the looks, and I paid 800, 9 years ago. Yeah. And then to think that that same thing costs now 3,500, 4,000 euros. So tripled in price. No, quadrupled in price. Even more. Quadrupled is 3,200 euros. So in 9 years or 10 years, not sure. In 9, 10 years, it quadrupled in price. Unbelievable. And I noticed that with all top of the line models. So it doesn't matter if you have a Marantz, a Pioneer, a Sansui, even Yamaha, the same thing. Only I don't see it back in Luxman and in Akai. So my two Luxmans R1500s, they are 2 times 75 watt. Well, a 2 times 75 watt Marantz receiver at the moment costs you 1,000 euro. 2 times 75 watt, 2 times 85 watt costs you 1,200. So the 2285 costs you 1,200. The 2275 costs you around 1,000. A Pioneer SX950, 2 times 85 watt costs you around 1,200 euro at the moment. Yeah. But my two Luxman R1500, and they were top of the line from Luxman. Yeah, Luxman had the R1050. I have the R1050, 2 times 55 watt. Yeah. That one costs at the moment 500-600 euro. That one is in line with the Maransis in line. So 2 times 55, at 2250, yeah, with 55 watt a channel, costs at the moment 550 euro, 2250. So a R1050, a Luxman R1050, beautiful thing, also is 2 times 55 watt, 550 euro. But the Luxman R1500 in the Netherlands, that is in the Netherlands, it should cost now, if you place it next to a 2275, also 2 times 75 watt, 1,000 euro. But that's not the case. They cost between 500 and 750 euro. You know, Akai A1200. At the moment, it is, yeah, between, if you're lucky, 500, between 500 and 750 euro. It's the price for AA1200. So, but soon, yeah, it is very cheap. It is very cheap. Soon, that AA1200 cannot stay behind. You understand? Because if you look at it, and of course, you also had Kenwood, you know, Kenwood, the 8050, the 9050. The 9050 is the thing to score. I had the 7050. Beautiful machines, beautiful. But the sound was not so. But the Akai sounds beautiful, beautiful sound, and it looks beautiful. So it should cost. I mean, the Kenwoods I had, you know, the 7050, the 6050, the sound was not there. So then it is normal that the price stay down, you know, not sure. But a 9050, Kenwood 9050, is very expensive because it is a monster, super monster. And every super monster, doesn't matter. I don't believe that 9050 can sound good because if I heard the lower models, the 7050 and the 6050, so I don't believe that 950 sounds also good. That Kenwood at that moment, no, they didn't make good sounding stuff. No. That's why those lower models are still cheap. Yeah, but for the looks, they are nice. Nice to have in your living room, you know. Beautiful, beautiful, those Kenwoods, beautiful. Much more beautiful than a Yamaha. Yeah, but a Sansu sounds, I mean, that modern stuff they sell now in the shops, people say, yeah, but that stuff sounds better. None of it is true. None of it is true. None of it is true, my friends. I mean, I have to see a amplifier, modern amplifier, selling under 8,000 euro, what sounds better as my Sansui G9000. I have to find that amplifier. And, you know, often I hear, yeah, this is a good amplifier, but when I have it in my hand, I think, it's okay, but, you know, miss something, you know, what I, you know, that perfect 70s sound, that, you know, hand-built machines. They were hand-built. Yeah, everything was hand-built, my friends. And so they are still cheap. I mean, my 2330, 2 times 130 watt. What does a Accuphase 2 times 130 watt cost at the moment? Amplifier, what would be the price? Not sure, but second hand, you can find them for, they are from the 80s, yeah. Those the 205 is 2 times 100 watt. I had the 206, the Accuphase, 700 euro. 650, 700 euro, you can buy them, but they're a little bit too clinical, you understand? You have also other models, but I prefer my Sansi, my Maran sound, or above, or Pioneer above that. Aquiface E206, yeah, to be honest, I do not, you know, and like speakers, I mean, it's the same thing. A lot of old speakers, so vintage speakers, is 100% crap, yeah, 100%. People always say, yeah, Japan could not make good speakers. Of course, Japanese could make good speakers. Every brand, Technics made hell of a speakers. Sony made some very expensive good speakers. But they were not the speakers they sold in most of the shops. You know, their expensive speakers were never popular, but those cheapest, everybody knows the cheap speakers they made. Yeah, Kenwood. Well, those Kenwood LS990, beautiful. And they had also the Kenwood LS1900, that one top of the line. I never heard that. And you had Pioneer. Pioneer made some excellent speakers, but not the speakers you find for 50, 100 euro, the vintage speakers. No, but they make some excellent speakers. At a certain moment, they make those speakers with big woofers, huge woofers, with 7 or 5 or 6 or 8 drivers inside. Those are the bad sounding speakers. But if you have a stereo setup, it is the most beautiful thing in your house. Those old speakers with those 40 centimeter woofers. Yeah, beautiful. But those were crappy speakers. But those same brands, Technics made them. Technics made also those SG910, those crappy speakers that Russian guy sold for or is trying to find to sell it for €3,500. Crappy speakers. But Technics knew how to make speakers. They made some excellent speakers. Speakers what are today impossible to buy because they are too expensive. And so modern speakers, the Heikos I have, I mean, they are not the most expensive speakers. Yeah, I paid 1,400 for them, and they have now a value for 1,700. And for the quality they give, for the price you pay, yeah, it's excellent. But I'm 100% sure there are Technic speakers out there, vintage, sounding better than my Heikos. Only they will cost 5,000 to 10,000 euro. That I cannot pay, but they sounds better. So it's not say that modern speakers sounds better. No. For what I heard here, I had most of the time I had cheap speakers. Yeah, cheap speakers. I mean, what did I have, my friends? Cheap speakers. Yeah, BMW Matrix. You know, I had a few more expensive speakers, but all speakers I had was vintage. And yeah, then my Heikos win. For me, personal. For other people who will come in my house and say, oh no, Andrew, those Tandbergs are much better than your Heikos. What are you talking about? Do you know what is sound? You know, because every audiophile thinks they know best. And that's personal. But for me, personal, I love my Heikos. But I believe those Magnats, all ribbon 10p, I put them over there. I'm going to show you, and put them over there. Yeah, on the tables. They will come very close. And if I discover they come so close that The difference is this. I will sell my Heikos. I prefer the 1700 in my pocket. Spin with the magnets 10p if I can live with them, if I can live with them, if I can live with the sound, I think okay, I paid €150 for those. If they come very close, especially in the bass regions, and I will keep them and I will sell the Heikos. Yeah, the consoles are also very nice sounding, very good speakers, my friends. I mean, yeah, and from the past, so Kev made excellent speakers. Those are the speakers I like from the past, the Kevs. For me, the vintage Kevs, doesn't matter if you are GBL or BMW, the Kevs was above that sound quality of GBL and BMW. Yeah. And at a certain moment, Kev had a new owner. I think around the year 2000, 1980, 80, I'm not sure when. When the new owner came, the quality was lousy, the sound was lousy. I had here a Q11, yeah, big one, Kev, lousy building quality, lousy sound quality. I didn't like that thing. I didn't like the sound, cheap, I didn't understand because I paid €500 for those speakers, what? I loved the looks from them, But when I had them in my house, I saw the shortcomings, the lousy building quality, the not very nice sounding. I resold them right away. And but those new owners from Kev need some time, probably invest a lot of money to buy that brand, And they're not built, in the past, Kev was made in England. They're not made in England. The new owners now make them in. They have several brands, not only Kev, they have more brands. The same owner from Kev have several brands. But at the moment, already for, I think, 10 years, the last 10 years, they make excellent quality speakers, Kev. But the only problem is, they have those blades. But if you see how much, they're not speakers for normal people, They're too expensive, They're not speakers. Even if you think, okay, I want to spend 2,000, 2,500, for speakers, let's do crazy. Let's spend 2,500 for a pair of speakers. You cannot buy those Kevs, those good sounding Kevs, yeah. So they refound. So the new owner refound, I think, Magnat was good, very good until 1992. 1992 was the last year they sold quality, very good quality. After 1992, it was finished. Now the brand is from Philipx. Yeah, since many years it is from Philipx. So you would have thought, okay, Philipx will put new life in those speakers. But once you spoiled a brand name, it is hard to get it back again on its place, and Heiko is also from Philipx, and Heiko and Magnat have the same headquarters, so they operate with the same management, so it's cheaper. Why would you pay two managers if we can have one? But Heiko is still making very good speakers, And I thought for a moment, okay, those Magnats I was testing, those 1005 or 9005 I was testing in that shop a few months ago, they should sound like those Heikos, same quality. None of it was true, because they came from the same management, and they are also expensive speakers. Well, those Quantum 1005, they were not expensive, but the Heikos were more expensive, the statements. But why Magnat doesn't they can make good sounding speakers. Believe me, they can. Those Germans, they know what to do. If they want, they can make. But why they do not make them anymore? And Heiko make still good speakers. Heiko have. So this is in 2008. The Heiko, the statement was the top of the line speaker at that certain moment. Later, they brought out, I think in 2017, the Concerto Grosso. Yeah, the Concerto Grosso. And what is the Concerto Grosso? Well, the Concerto Grosso is a speaker, heavy. Costed €10,000, the pair. Yeah, beautiful speakers to see. With side woofers, big side woofers. Second hand, at the moment, they do 2,500. If you're gonna look on, you can even, last bit what I saw on eBay was €1,850, 1,850, more beautiful than my Heiko the Statements. And my the Statements price at the moment is €1,700-1,800 for second hand. So almost the same as the Statements. So there's something wrong with the speakers. Otherwise, they would not be so cheap. They would not be €1,850. The Heiko Concerto Grosso, with a G, Grosso. Just look them up. Heiko Concerto Grosso. Yeah. If you can find. I also don't want those speakers because they are too heavy. I'm not sure how to bring them downstairs. Okay, but then you have Heiko La Diva. Heiko La Diva. Every speaker have 4 extra bass drivers. So on the side, every side they have 2 bass drivers on the left side, and on the right side they have 2 bass drivers. Extra, because also on the front they have bass. Those costed also €10,000. But second hand, the La Diva, those are not cheap. Those you cannot find second hand below €3,500. The reason is people in Germany have forums, like everywhere else in the world. People talk about quality, blah, 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 comparison. People go to the shops, do a sound comparison. These Germans are very serious if they're going to buy audio equipment. They don't go over a night ice, yeah? So, and because that Concerto Grosso is almost not for sale outside Germany. Also that La Diva, you will never see a La Diva on the second-hand market in the Netherlands, but in Germany you will find them plenty. But people talk on forums, that's why I love forums. People say, yeah, I prefer the Diva. And if you think logical, I mean, we all love, I love, maybe you also love, most of us love, those gigantic woofers. And we love those woofers for a big part is that when we were younger, we could not afford that stuff, but we were dreaming from those speakers with gigantic woofers. And now we can buy them cheap, we buy them. That's why they're so popular. But in fact, the La Diva, is much better built because smaller woofers give, theoretically, not only theoretically, also in practice, they give a much drier and shorter bass. The bass we all dream of, that perfect bass. That perfect bass, if you heard that bass, you say, yeah, this is how bass should sound, And those big woofers, well, from the Concerto Grosso, they lose from those Ladivas. That's why the Ladivas are more expensive. You always see in the second-hand prices, you always see back in that price. Let me sit down over here in my chair. You always see back in that price the quality of a second-hand speaker, not if they are new. If they are new, often speakers are priced too expensive. You will not see that back in that price after 10 years, after between 5 and 10 years when they are on the second-hand market. You see, okay, this speaker is dropped from 5,000 new to 1,500 now. That's a huge change. Then you know the speaker is crappy. If you see the speaker drop from 5,000 to 3,500, it's a good speaker. People still are hunting for that speaker, and it's not without a reason. Yeah, because people who buy second hand and pay 2,500 and 3,000 for their speaker, they do their homework much better than the guy who bought it new in the shop, because the guy who bought it new in the shop, those are the guys with big wallets, and often, you know, they buy on looks or on advice of the salesman. But the second-hand speaker buyer, often those guys, they want to be for a dime on the first row. On the first row, and that's smart, I think. And they do their homework. After 5 or 10 years, that speaker, everybody can talk about that speaker on forums. Well, and then you read on forums, well, I sold my speakers because, you know, I this, that, and you read that often, you know, okay, that speaker I don't want. This is how it works. And, so that's why you see always back in second-hand prices. I mean, speakers from 5 to 15 years old, 20 years old, you see that back. If a speaker is very good, it will not drop fast in price. Vintage stuff is something else. Vintage speakers I do not understand. I cannot put my finger on it, why certain speakers are so expensive, because I heard them and think, why people are going to pay so much money for these speakers? They are crappy speakers, you know. But a big part of it is nostalgic, and placebo. Some people read forums, and because they do not have a clue, you know, if some people really don't have a clue, but they read forums, and the power of forums is very strong, very strong. I also read Audio Karma almost every day. If I want to know certain, I always discover new things, so I go to audio. What is Audio Karma forum people saying about this particular thing? Yeah. Always. Or other forums. There are many forums on Facebook. There are many forums, you know. And if you're gonna buy second-hand speakers, you have something in mind, go to German forums, translate in English. I always go to German forums because Germany is a far bigger country than the Netherlands. I think the population is 5 times bigger, 6 times maybe, not sure. So more experienced, more money. Germany was richer than the Netherlands, so more stuff is sold over there. Yeah, in the past. At the moment they are equally rich. You know, salary is equal. But in the past, so there are more audio lovers. There are 5 times, 6 times more audio lovers there. So that's why I always go to German forums and there you can read some very interesting things, and that's why that's why Germany have so many high-end brands, because you have a lot of audio lovers there. The audio lovers you have everywhere in the world, my friends, everywhere in the world. But in Germany, they know how to make quality. Those German factories, those engineers, those guys, oh, unbelievable, those guys. And brains. And so that's why I prefer reading my stuff on German forums than to read it on Dutch forums, because Dutch forums often, you know, the quantity and the quality of foreign knowledge is much bigger in Germany than in the Netherlands. That's a fact, because there are more people, more audio lovers, more information, more honest information, yeah? Audio karma is, I think, American, but for me it is international, yeah? I do not have to translate it. I can read German, but I always translate it, you know? But I can read German, but not as I can read English, so I always translate in English. And if you're gonna buy speakers, not sure you have some speakers in mind, and you see on YouTube some people who testing these speakers out, but also from these persons have asked their opinion. Hello Ron, good night, bye bye. It is 1 o'clock. Ho ho, 1:10 past 1 in the Netherlands. And do your homework if you're gonna buy speakers. Do not buy speakers. I bought these speakers. Never heard them. My Heiko the statement, never heard them. But I read in forums. I say, okay, these speakers, what do they cost? Okay, this is the speaker I have to buy. This is how I bought them, because of German forums. You understand? Because in the Netherlands, nobody will talk about a Heiko the statements. Like some other speakers. A GBL L100 is known all over the world. Doesn't matter if you go on a Japanese forum, or even a Chinese forum, or a Korean forum, or a German, Dutch, France, Spanish forum, French forum. Everybody knows about the GBL L100, because was one of the most popular speakers, most sold speakers ever, that GBL L100. So they are not that rare. They're not that rare, but they are expensive. And I also thought, well, this could be a very good speaker, but yeah, in the end. And like this Tandberg studio monitor, well, for me, I love the looks, because they are gigantic. I like big speakers. I just like big speakers, my friends. Yeah, I do not want bookshelf speakers. When do you see bookshelf speakers in my house? Not often. Often, if I have them, I bought them in a set, I like the bigger the better. The bigger the woofer, the better. And that Tandberg have it all. Yeah, but it is a true studio monitor. So that means there's no dynamic, but it is a honest sound. But the thing is, you hear in your music, that's a studio. You hear every mistake. I don't like that. I like very bass heavy speakers. Studio monitors are not bass heavy. There's not one studio monitor what is bass heavy. No. Because they are built to use in the studio. Yeah. And I love bass heavy speakers. So that's why but there are people sitting in my house and buying something and say to me, Andrew, those Heikos, they go too deep. I say, yeah, for you, not for me. You understand? So sound is personal, and those studio more. Hello, John here. Hey, John. Yeah, welcome. You're not sleeping yet? Oh, tomorrow's your free day, yeah, Sunday. Yeah. I was talking about those studio monitors, those Tanbergs, and that there's not one studio monitor but can make me happy. But there are people out there who only wants this sound. Who comes in my house who say, "Oh no, this bass is too much. How can you?" I can, I can dim that bass because I have every speaker have 3 bass ports on the back. I can fill that up with I can close those ports. So personally, well, I heard I heard a few studio monitors, enough to say that I will. A studio monitor doesn't go deep. They don't need to go deep because they are studio monitors. They are speakers made because that's what a guy he came to buy those those Yamaha M10s, sold them for 600. Very small, ugly, small bookshelf speakers. They were built not as studio monitors. Those speakers were built as just hi-fi speakers, cheap speakers. But then those studio guys discovered this is the perfect studio monitor. Yeah. And crappy sound. and then the guy came to my house to buy those 600 costing Yamahas. Well, the thing is, if a studio monitor goes 25 hertz and deeper, John, this I have to correct you. You cannot use it as a studio monitor because the thing is, it should be around 40 hertz a studio monitor. Why? Because then you can adjust your bass, adjust your bass, let it sound fantastic on those studio monitors. Let it sound fantastic on those. When it sounds fantastic on those studio monitors, then it is suitable for the living room. You understand? The living room speaker. You understand? But if you have already 25 hertz speakers in your studio, how can you adjust that bass when you're making your product, when you are mixing when you're working with that bass slider, how you, with that equalizer, how when it is good enough? No, John, this is not how it works. You're wrong. You're wrong. I say to everybody just now before you enter this, if you're gonna buy something new, and even if you're gonna buy something new in the shop, ask your repair guy, look it inside on paper if it is good for you to buy, because sometimes it is unrepairable or crappy stuff inside. Let your repairman do your home. If you do your homework correct, you're gonna spend 5,000 or 8,000 for an amplifier. Ask your repair guy first, not the salesman. The salesman knows shit. But if you're talking about speakers, there's not one studio monitor what goes below 25 hertz. Tell that to a studio guy. Even these, I'm not sure how much. Let me Google it. Where's my mouse? Let me Google it for you. I'm gonna Google it for you. I'm gonna see how low these go. But it is, even though they have a big woofer, I do not believe. No, but studio material means, let me see, Tanberg, let me see specs, Tanberg Hi-Fi Wiki, yeah. Hi-Fi Wiki. The speaker is built between 1974 and 1980 in Norwegian. They costed more expensive as the L100. They costed 1,895 German mark a piece. Serious stuff. That's very expensive. 33 kilo, 76 height, 47 wide, and 34 deep. And let me see there. Wow, they go 25 on paper, 25 hertz. They start with 25 hertz up till 20,000 hertz, but I do not believe it. I heard them. They do not reach 25. I mean, my Magnat 1.5 is 30 hertz, but that one goes deeper than these Heikos. 25 hertz, well, so maybe I'm wrong, what I've just told you. You're wrong, you are right. So these are, I have to test them again. I have to test them again to see if they really reach that 25. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Let me see. Well, my favorite floor standing speaker is at the moment my Heiko the Statements for me. But in my price class, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I have to try it with the Morales at 2330. Anyway, that L100, let me see, that L100 doesn't reach 25 hertz. GBL L100. Let me see. I think they start with 30 hertz. Oh no, GBL 100, 1972, 1976, 25 kilo, 1,400 German mark in 1972. They are much smaller. They are 60 high instead of 76 high. So the Tandbergs are 16 centimeters higher. They are wide 36 centimeters. That's also a difference from 11 centimeters. And they are a little bit deeper, 2 centimeters deeper. And they weigh 25 kilos, so 8 kilo more lighter. They have a, the bass driver is the same. Have the same bass driver, only the Tandberg have 2 tweeters. Yeah. And they have a frequency response from 45 up till 15,000 hertz. Yeah, that's why I didn't like I don't like 15,000 hertz tweeters. You know, I simply don't like 15,000. I think my ears can still handle 17,000 hertz. I am too old to hear 20,000 hertz, but that's why I did not like the GBLs. And the tweeters are harsh. The tweeters are harsh and only 15,000 hertz. Come on, man. A tweeter should be minimum 20,000 hertz. That is what modern speakers are, but in the past, tweeters just were not there yet. Yeah. And so they were very expensive, those GBLs. 1,400. But the Tandberg is for studios, is a much serious studio monitor than a GBL L100. For the living room, I don't know. Because there are people who buy these Tandbergs for the living room, same like they buy the L100 for the living room. But if you are a GBL lover, I can tell you now, try the Tandberg. They have the same at the moment, the Tandberg costs 1,500 a pair, and a GBL L100 costs 1,500 a pair. So I think the choice is easy to make, very easy. I would go for the Tandbergs. First of all, you have a speaker what is very rare. Not everybody have that in their house. And GBL L100, you have very many of those speakers. They are not rare at all, you know. So, but also those prices went sky high. I remember I sold my GBL L100 7-8 years ago for €450. Try to buy one now for €1,000. GBL in good condition, eh? In good condition. Try to find one for €1,000. Impossible. Impossible. No. And but this is I will give those Tandberg studio monitors a new chance, you know. I mean, okay. Good night, John. Sleep well. Yeah, he have HD 88 and HD 77 speakers from Marantz, and you know how often I told John, buy some serious speakers, please. You have those beautiful receivers. Try Magnat. They are not expensive, and for the money you spent, you cannot have. I think for the price, I mean, for the price you pay, you cannot find better speakers than those Magnats. Of course, you always have better speakers, but then you have to go deeper in your pocket. And I think John have also the problem with space. He have also the same problem, and he cannot handle those big speakers. You don't have the space for those big speakers. So in a way I understand him, maybe why he have those smaller speakers, but okay. I'm talking now for 2.5 hours, so I think I will finish this. This is always, that's why I do not go, oh my God, these are beautiful. Watch the picture over here from those Tandbergs. They are excellent. Watch them over there. Unbelievable, beautiful. Watch them. Oh, fantastic speakers, my friends. The Tandberg studio monitor. Well, you know, I'm not sure if I'm going to sell it because I don't pay. I didn't pay so much. I paid 550. That's ridiculous. €550 is for that. But working ones. I mean, come on, man. €550 is a steal. So they have a value from 1,500. Yeah. It's just like, it's the same like you're buying GBL L100s now for €500, €550. That would be a steal. I mean, and those, I think those Tandberg studio, they are much more serious speakers as the GBL L100s. Oh, yeah. Well, I have to test them out on those tables to see how they sound. With a heavy amplifier. Yeah, this time I will use the Tandberg or the nut. Yeah, to see how it sounds on the nut. Very curious. And of course, I'm also curious about the Magnat. But I have to make some cables. I'm not finished yet because I do not want every time I have to go on the back side of the speaker because I do not have the space to go in between those speakers. They are standing next to each other. So I have to make a solution to make first, you know, I have something in my mind. So it is for me easy to change speaker wires, you understand? If I'm gonna make those tests. That's what I first have to do. And then if all those cables are finished, I have the wiring and I have the stuff. I have the plugs, I have everything. But I have to find a time to make them. And if I finally finish those cables, then I can start with the tests. Yeah. And I'm so curious. I mean, I have 4 different kind of speakers. Long time subscriber log. I have the Infinities. Oh yeah, these are good speakers, my friend. Very nice speakers. Jimmy, very nice. Yeah. Well, my favorite voorstelling is called the Heiko, of course. The Heiko, the statement. But to be honest, I don't believe that the new stuff of Yamaha. Yeah, I agree with you that the new Yamaha receivers, the amplifiers, the power amps with the big volume, they are fantastic. They are fantastic, but they are expensive. And they are fantastic. I heard them with my friend Boudewijn, and beautiful sound, beautiful, beautiful sound. And he had those GBL XPL 200. Those GBL speakers, so if you're talking about GBL speakers, I really loved. I really loved the sound of those GBL XPL 200s. They went deep, deep bass, beautiful sound. Beautiful sounding speakers. Yes, Infinities is good speakers too. But I mean, these 4 speakers, I mean, of course, the white ones in the left, they are my Heiko Detachment, my most favorite speaker ever. I never heard a better speaker in my house. But that is personal, because some will say, no, Andrew, the Tandberg sounds much better. What are you talking about? You know, they are different and different opinions, you know, with sound. And then you have the Magnat All Ribbon 10 piece. And then you have, I bought back the Canton Ergo RCLs because they are excellent sounding. I regret selling my pair, but I sold them because I needed the money and I didn't have the space. I still don't have the space, so I think I will resell these again soon, yeah. And yeah, I still have the box, those are the control unit. So a German wanted to buy the control unit, but I answered him after 3 weeks, and then I think he already found a box. He bought it somewhere else, because only the control unit box costs €150. And so 4 completely different speakers, not of the same age. I mean, the oldest is, of course, the Tandberg, 1974. Then we have the All Ribbons, the Magnat, 1980, 1981, 82, I think, yeah. 82, 83. Then we have the Canton Argo RCLs, 1996. And then we have Heiko the Statements, 2008. So you can say I have speakers from 2008. Every decennia I have speakers from now. It will be a very nice test to see if the old can still go strong. The old speakers, I mean, yeah, if they can still go strong. Yeah. And in a way, these stand only for the looks. I didn't like the looks from the GBL 100 simple looking speakers, but only because of the looks. I hope I discover something in them. This time I will give them a few weeks, maybe a month. I discover something in them that I will say, yeah, keep them. I like them. I love the sound. I hope, because I love the looks. And they are not that expensive. €550 is very cheap. The Magnats, I will never sell. I bought them for 150. The All Ribbon 10 piece, I will never sell those ones. And the Cantons, well, the thing is, I already have the Heikos. So why would I keep the cantons. They are, you know, the Magnat is a completely different speaker than the Heiko. I mean, completely different. The Tandberger is a completely different speaker, completely different sound also. Why would I keep? Well, if the Magnat comes very close to my Heikos, very close, I mean, that I say, well, I could be happy with the Magnats. I will sell the Heikos, of course. They are worth €1,700 now, so sell them, keep the Magnats. Yeah. But I have to make the test, and for now, my house is a mess, my friends. It's a really mess. I cannot even make videos now, so messy. I have to clean. I think I need half a day cleaning to clean my living room, you know. I need to clean the windows also, to wash the windows over there. My over there, that table is a mess. This is the bulb I bought in 2017. Yeah, E40 fitting, E40. Big bulb, big bulb. And I bought them in 2017 when I did my renovation for my house. And they were €40 each, €40. And it broke down on me. So I went on internet. They're not selling anymore. They're not selling anymore. But lucky for me, some suckers on Marktplaats bought this fitting and then discovered, hey, we needed to buy E70, E27. You have E14. So you have E14, that's the little fitting, then you have E27, and then you have the E40. Yeah, that's E40. Yeah, the biggest one. So, and when this came in fashion, you only have this size in fitting for these bulbs. Now you have them also in E27, but in 2017 you couldn't find it. Well, the mouse. Okay, I will tell you about the mouse. And I found two. Well, I'm gonna show you what I found. Oh no, I have it here. On. Hey, yeah. I found two of these. I'm gonna show you what I found. Let me switch the cam. So this is the same material. E40, very big, huge bulbs, you see? Huge bulbs. And I found, okay, also this I bought for my speaker, because I discovered 3 colors, brown, orange. This brown's for my speakers, you know. This I bought for the children, you know, sticker books. My little ones, yeah, my beauties. And this I bought in a Samsung A05, and the battery is now already 4 days. Oh, it's 87. I paid a brand new, the most cheapest phone. I paid 96 euro for a brand new phone, brand new, my friends, in Dubai, because Dubai is cheaper, you know. Here in Holland, they cost 141. It's the cheapest phone you can buy, but it have a 6.7-inch. Yeah, and I think this phone makes me more happy than the phone I have now, you know. So I have now an Apple, but I'm not happy with the Apple. So what did I bought? I'm going to show you what I bought. I bought this mouse. This is the mouse I found on Marktplaats, almost brand new. You can see, almost brand new. Yeah, for I think 15 euro. In the end, I also this big bulb I found for 15 euro on Marktplaats. So new, 15 euro. So in the shop they were 40, and if you have them still in the shop with a 27 fitting, but then they also cost 40 euro. So with shipping costs, it cost me €22. This new bulb. I have it upstairs. It came today to my house. Who's saying me good night? Hello, Jimmy. Good night. Sleep well. Sleep well. So, and this, yeah, this mouse. This is my old mouse. This is my old mouse, and it is worn out on the back on the side. You can see it worn out completely. And every time I have to take away the screws from the bottom and to put some spray, some contact spray, because the thing is finished. But now it is already working for 4 months. So I think, okay, I had to open it for 3-4 times, clean it with dioxide, and now it is working fine. But this thing for Logitech, they stop making them. So I already saw on eBay idiots who are trying to sell them for €250. €250 for a mouse. But not everybody knows this. So I could still find a mouse on just 3 weeks looking. I could find one for €15, you know. But there was another guy. He asked €40 for the same mouse, and he also sold that mouse because he know once you are used to this mouse, there's not one other mouse comparable with this thing. So you only want to have this mouse back. And most of those people, they don't even open it to clean it. You understand? I mean, a mouse like this, for me, I can have it for 8-9 years, and then it's, you know, it starts giving problems, and then with dioxide, I can still manage to have it for another 4 years, 5 years, you know. But then it is completely gone after 13 years, you know. Yeah. So, but most of those guys, as soon as they have a little problem, they threw it away, you know, not knowing that it is very easy to repair it. And now I have a reserve. Now I have a reserve, and I have 2 reserve bulbs because this one broke down, but I have that other one I have in my over here, that other one, yeah. And I have 2 reserve. So I bought some bulbs on Marktplaats. Yeah. And you can buy a adapter from so you can buy adapter from 27 or 40 to 27. So you buy that adapter, screw it in, and then you can screw the 27 bulb, the E27 bulb inside. Yeah. But the other way around, so if you have a E27 fitting, but a E40 bulbs, you also have adapters, but that is ugly because that adapter sticks out. That's very ugly. So you can go from bigger to smaller. You don't see a difference in looks, but you cannot go from. You can go, but it will be ugly from smaller to bigger. Yeah. So, and that bulb lived for 24, 6.5 years. So those 2 reserve bulbs will probably also live for 6.5 years. So I think I have, maybe I still alive in 6.5 years. So I think I have to find 2 more reserves. Yeah, because these I just show you in the box. I bought 2 close to my house for €25, 2 of them, and they cost new €40. So new price is 80, and I bought them because they buy the wrong size. People buy the wrong size, so it's easy to make a mistake if you buy bulbs. You can buy E40, E27, E14, E27, E4T. So it's easy to make a mistake, and if you buy a mistake and you are too late to return it, and many people do not like to return stuff, you have a problem. You have a problem. Then the only thing what you can do is to sell it secondhand or on Dutch eBay, and then they can never ask the €40 they pay for it. I bought this one, €40 in the shop. They were They are still 40 euro, but with a 27 E27 fitting, yeah, they're still 40 euro. I bought it for 15 euro, and with the shipping cost, 22 euro, but still half of the price. So yeah, I try to buy as much as possible from second hand or second hand. This one is new. The bulbs are new. You know, this, people buy this mouse, after 2 days, maybe not even 2 days, maybe one day they say, oh, this is not my thing, don't use it anymore. And then later they say, okay, let's try to sell it on marketplace. This is how it works. This is already my, let me see first. This, I'm using now my third, and the one I bought is already my fourth. The same mouse. I cannot use any other mouse. I'm used to that mouse. Because with this mouse, I only use my fingers. I do not use my pulse. I do not use the rest of my arms. And I can put it on my leg and use it. Normal mouse you cannot use on your leg. I mean, I can use it in bed, everywhere. It's a very easy mouse. I love this kind of mouse. But Logitech stopped making them, and so there are some people who ask now 250 euro for the same, because they know people who use this mouse, they do not want another mouse. It doesn't matter if the mouse is with lightning and modern stuff, they only want this mouse, because they're used to this mouse. This is how it works, my friends. What you're used to. I mean, with everything. Anyway, I thought I was cured from the audio disease, cured completely. When I was in Dubai, I didn't miss my audio. I was busy with my children, and there are no. I brought my Bluetooth. I don't have it here. I have it in my bedroom. I use it in my bedroom now. My Bluetooth harmonica on Onyx 4. I brought it to Dubai and I use it every day. So I asked my daughter, you want me to leave it for you so you have music? No, she told me, because I bought two for her. She also have two of those Bluetooth speakers. They are very easy to put. If you like your music and you go on a holiday, you can take it with you. It is powered, accu inside, and it is powered by USB. So, and the accu lasts for 5-6 hours. So you can take it with you to the beach. If you have an apartment in holiday, you can use it on the balcony or in the apartment. Bring it to the swimming pool. As long people do not complain about your music, just spin your music everywhere you go. Why not? I was spinning that thing everywhere in the garden when I went swimming. Everywhere, I took it with me. Yeah, big house, so I took it everywhere with me. Yeah, so, but it is big. It's not very small. I mean, a Onkyo, a harmonica Onyx 4 is not a very small Bluetooth speaker. But, those very small Bluetooth speakers, they don't have the sound. They don't have bass. And this thing have really good bass. Not good what I used to, but good enough. So I didn't miss my. To be honest, there was not one day I was on holiday. I thought, okay, I missed my stereo stuff. And when I came back, of course, first thing what I did is switch on my stereo set, because, to be honest, first month I was not in my hobby. I needed to come back in my hobby, and just look on marketplace, and then I start scoring again. Those Tanberg speakers, that Marantz, but I made a plan. I do not go to score the little stuff anymore. So the cheap stuff. If I'm gonna score things in the future, I will only score interesting stuff. So yeah, I mean, Of course, if I can find a Marantz 2216, so to 2216, I can score it for €100. Of course, I will score it if it is close by, you know. Of course, because I know they're worth 200 now, and in a few years from now they are 300, you know. So stupid if you leave that money, you know. If you can't miss that €100, and I have the space over there for that 2216, I already have one. I have now a 2216. I have a 2226B. I have a 2235. Not sure if it is a B or normal. I have a 2238, so not a B, but a 2238. And that's it from what I have at the moment. Not much, but one, two. With the latest score, five pieces. Yeah. Luxman, I have 3. So the 2 times the R 1500, 1 times the R 1050. I sold my Sansu G3000. That Polish guy wanted even to buy my Akai AE. I said, no, I'm not selling this, man. You want to buy everything from me. I didn't sell that one. And I sell only, he wanted to buy all 3, the Luxman R 1500. Yeah, he paid a good price, but I didn't want to sell them, you know. I think, no, leave them where they are. And, but I sold that Sansui G3000. And I want to buy Sansui back, but I want to buy a G7000 minimum. 7,000, 8,000, 9,000 is too expensive. I will never have a 9,000 again in my life. I can tell you that now, that I will never have in my life again a Sansui G9000 because they are too expensive at the moment. Yeah. A G8000, maybe when I'm lucky, I can score one for 1,500. I will buy. Yeah, I will buy. But not bigger. I do not have simply, my friends. I do not have 3,500 for a receiver. I'm not crazy. I'm not gonna pay 3,500 for a receiver of 4,000. No. Well, you never know, but at the moment, that's a lot of money. You understand? So I have to forget that. But anyway, I'm gonna end this long conversation. My throat is very dry. It is Saturday evening. Sunday is coming up. I want to go bed early. And tomorrow I'm gonna try to clean over here to make some cables. Finally start my testing over here. See what I can discover in this Tandberg monitors, those studio monitors, when I can discover something nice. I hope, because I love the looks. I hope I can live with them. But now I read they are 25 hertz. Well, maybe they need some new, well, the filters. Maybe the filter needs some recapping. Yeah, maybe then that speaker comes alive. Maybe I have to try that out first before I wrote off that previous Tandberg too fast. This one I will give an honest chance, because people do not pay €1,500 just because it is old. No, it have to have some quality what I miss in my ears, and maybe that is because simply not the sound what I like, or the filter needs recapping. One of those two can be. Maybe I can take out the filter, bring it to John, let John put some new stuff inside, and maybe then you hear a completely different speaker. That is possible. That is possible, my friends. So don't forget, those filters, those caps are already 50, not 40, not 30, 50 years old. Yeah, and I'm not sure if you know the quality of those caps in those years. The quality of caps in these days are much better than the quality caps from those times. Yeah. So My friends, I wish you a very nice, pleasant weekend. And I'm back. I'm back. Back. Sometimes I'm gone for a few months. I know that's not how it should be. You know, I should be in contact all the time. But yeah, when I am with my little ones, I forget everything around me. So I hope you understand. Okay. Good night. Have a nice weekend. Ciao, ciao. Let me see how I